two different little scenarios here. My question um, after the scenarios is whose line is it anyway? Whose responsibility is it? Who's gonna say it? Um, what are we waiting on to say it? Why haven't we said it? My vision is really blurry. Y'all know what? I had some too much sugar, and it just like hits me all of a sudden. Oh gosh, do I need a shot or something? No, I do not need a shot. Anyway, I'm gonna get it together. So if I ain't replying, it's because I can't see. So I had a conversation with one of my friends last week, and the situation was she was going on a date, a first date, with this guy she'd been talking to, whatever. She was going on a first date, and where's the camera right there? This is weird. I don't think I like this. I'd rather be on my phone. But anyway, she was going on a date for the first time um, with this guy she had been talking to. And so, anyway, when it came time to plan what they were going to do or whatever, the guy um, asked her, what did she have in mind, or did she have a plan, or something like that. Anyway, she got upset about that because she felt like he should have already he should have already had the plans for their date. Like that shouldn't have been left up to her, right? So I do not want to be the right person, right? I don't know why I'm starting to say that. I don't even. Oh. So if I say y'all tell me to stop saying that. Anyway, what was I saying? She felt like he should have already had their evening. Hey, Erica, I'm trying to see. I think my vision is coming back. Um, she she felt like he should have had their date planned out. She shouldn't have had to ask him, or he shouldn't have had to ask her um, where they were going or what they wanted to do. So she asked me about it. She was like, "I'm really, kind of ticked off because I feel like he should have had that planned already. It's our first date, da 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 da." So my reply to her was, "Well, is that something y'all discussed? Have y'all discussed before? So when we go on the first date, I want you to pick. Did y'all discuss that?" She was like, "No." I said, "Well, did you tell him how you felt about him not being prepared?" And she was like, "No, I'm just over it. I'm just over it." So, yeah, my mouth is dry. So, mind you, up until up until the date planning part of it, hey T baby, I love you. Up until the date part of it, everything about this guy was just like yes, yes, yes. He's she it like unbelievably good. You know how sometimes you think things are too good to be true. So up until this day, everything was fine. So when she was talking to me about it, she was like, "I'm just done." I was like, "So you're gonna be done over him not planning the right date?" So I just talked her through it. I just talked her through the thought process, and I said, "Well, if you didn't communicate with him what you expected, what you wanted to do, or whatever, like you can't blame him for not knowing." So anyway, by the time we finished our conversation, she was like, "You're right. I'm glad I talked to you about this. I never thought of it that way." Um, so after we had this conversation, it reminded me of something that I said in my last live, and then fast forward to today, I had a conversation with another friend, and I'm gonna try to remember the time all in together. But um, before, I remember saying, I believe we put too much pressure, too much uncommunicated pressure on each other. I really feel like we do that. Women, we do that more so to our men than they probably do to us. It's just something that I feel. I feel like we put this certain amount of pressure and expectations on people that we never ever communicate our expectations with. We just assume they know. Like he should know that. She should know that. How will they know if nobody tells them? How will they know if nobody tells them? So I listen to women. I am a woman. I talk to women. We have so much expectation on men. Like the bar, the level is like superhero, Superman level expectation. But we still need them to be sensitive. but they need to do all of this other stuff and still cry when I need you to cry. Who told? Where did we get that from? Where did we get the superhuman factor from when it comes to what we expect from men? So then I had another conversation today with with a friend, and we were having a conversation about different characteristics of men. Um, and so whenever we came to the revelation of, okay, this personality type is this, it makes me feel like this, it attracts da 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 da, discovering what it does inside of you. So she's having this conversation with me about how it makes her feel when this type of person, is in her space or whatever. So after we talked about it, I said, so are you going to have this conversation with them? And she said, nope, I'm not. And I said, well, why not? She said, I don't feel like I should have to. And so then I said to her, so who's going to do it? Who's going to have the conversation? I said, and I'm not saying it's your responsibility, but since you are in this space and you see this situation, you see this, um, whatever you want to call it, it's here in your presence. It's here while you're here. You see it, you know what it is, but you're not going to say anything about it. How many relationships have we walked away from because of a false expectation, a misunderstanding, a uncommunicated perception? Whose line is it anyway? Whose responsibility is it to say that thing? Just say it. Like, who's gonna say it? Everybody's running from, I don't want to say it. That ain't my business. It ain't my place. She ain't my mama. That ain't my daddy. I ain't saying nothing. Who gonna say it? Like, who's gonna say it? Who's gonna help the people that you clearly see need help, and you obviously have the answer, but you're not gonna help them? Like, who's gonna help them? Who's gonna help them? Or are we gonna keep on recycling the same people throughout our community with the same problems, attracting the same type of people, and we're all just sitting around watching each other be broken, and nobody wants to say anything because it ain't their business? But it's their business when that relationship don't work, because you seen what was happening, you seen what was coming, you saw this trait, this flag, this whatever, you saw it, you knew what it was, but you didn't want to say nothing, so you let him go on to the next chick that might be your friend, that's gonna come crying to you about the same shit you was crying to somebody else about, but you didn't say nothing. Like, who's gonna say something? Who's gonna say something? Are we that broken that we really can't see past our feelings for a few minutes to help somebody else? Are we that bitter? Are we that upset? What's the problem? And who's gonna say something? Yeah, I knew that wasn't gonna work, because she did the same thing with him that she did with him. I knew it wasn't gonna work. I knew it was gonna be about 5 or 6 months. Why you didn't say nothing? So you can have something to talk about? Like, whose line is it anyway? I'm just coming to the place where if something comes to me while you're with me, I'm with you, you in my presence, that was for me to go tell somebody else, or it was for me to come tell you? I made it through that and that and that and that to keep it to myself, or to tell somebody else to help them? Whose line is it anyway? When it's time to riot, when it's time to protest, when it's time to vote, we come together, we got each other's back. Let it start at home though. Let it start at home. Like, don't let your children keep repeating things that you know the answers to, because you feel like they gotta go through this to learn this way and this way and this way. So you ain't gonna say nothing, because who gonna say something? Who's gonna say something? So we have to get to a place where situations don't um, hinder us from hearing the whisper. You know what I mean? You have to make sure that that wall isn't have so many layers on it that nobody can even get through to even try to help you out of your dark place. Like you have to make sure you stay open. Stay open, stay transparent. Like you're not going through anything just to keep it to yourself. Like who's gonna say something? We I have grandchildren, right? I said it. I have grandchildren. I I don't have any more time to play with spirits and energies and lies, and I don't have no more time to not deal with that, because what happens if I don't deal with it, it's gonna trickle on down to my babies. And in 20 years, somebody gonna be saying, your nana used to struggle with the same thing. Who's gonna say something? Like it's real, like it's real. And it is your business. And not it's not your business to gossip, it's your business so you can help somebody. Like you made it through so you can help somebody. So why sit back and watch people self-destruct if you have the answer? Like, ain't that like selfish? Ain't that kind of like selfish, like just keeping something to yourself, keeping something good to yourself? Now don't sacrifice your peace, your peace of mind, your sanity, trying to help somebody else to save the world. That is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is make sure your reasons for not saying nothing don't come from a broken place. And if they do, that's when you hold that mirror in front of your face. Everything is mirror mirror. Everything is mirror mirror. If it bothers you, why? And what are you supposed to do with it? If it's a problem, you must have a solution, or you wouldn't see it as a problem, right? So whatever it is, if you see it and you know what you have and what you survived and what you've been through can help somebody else, like somebody's last line on their um, life support machine is waiting on your words. Somebody's life is literally depending on you sharing with them that you know what they made it through because you made it through it. And if you can't do that, ask yourself why. Why can't I openly share what I made it through? Is pride still in the way? Have you forgiven yourself? Like what's in the way of you being open enough to help somebody else make it through what you've already made it through? That's it. I just want to know who's gonna say something. So since that was the question in my mind, I had to say something. I had to say something to tell you to say something. So we can change something. Like so we're not hearing the same horror stories in 5 years. We don't even have 20 years to what we 5 years. Next year should be different. The rest of this year should be different. If you're doing something different, somebody should see something different somewhere. Some different fruit should be falling from your tree somewhere. And if it ain't, find out why. And if it is, share it with somebody else. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. Had to get that. Had to let that go. I don't know. Yeah, yeah. That's it. That's all I got, y'all. For now. Uh-huh. For now, I'm gonna get some water in my system. Um, my vision did get better. I think this happened before when I was being told to go live and did something was hurting a headache or something, and then the more I talked and released, then like the pressure just went away. So I really can't see better than I could a few minutes ago. That's kind of amazing. But man, it's just a testament as to really what comes with walking in what God is telling you to do, and just listening to his voice and doing what he say. Like he wants to make the crooked places straight. You know what I mean? He wants to clear the path. He wants to show you what abundance feels like. He wants you to experience unconditional love. He wants you to have a whole clean and forgiving heart. He wants you to be loved. He wants you to love. All of that. He wants all things good for us. And we should want all things good for ourselves. And we should want to help those that are connected to us, or even just in our presence. Even if somebody's in your presence for as little as 5 minutes, they were there for a reason, for that time. It was for something. An exchange happened, whether you know it or not, understand it or not. Something happened. Like, we're not just running into people for nothing. We're not just surrounded by who we're surrounded by for nothing. I mean, if COVID ain't taught us nothing else, but we should know how to be still, listen, and hear the voice of God. Because we didn't have nothing else to do. Nothing should have kept you out of that place. But anyway, I could probably keep on going. I don't even know what area of this computer I'm looking into. It's kind of weird. So I'm probably looking crazy um, in the camera. But anyway, I love y'all. Thank y'all for listening um, to my heart prints. I pray you have an amazing night and an amazing rest of your week. And I will talk to you soon. Be blessed. Thank you. Bye. If you end this, you'll be able to choose if you want to save it or delete it.